Welcome to Advanced Neurophysiological Psychology. This is a class where we leave the undergraduate textbooks behind. It's actually one of the things I like best about this class. We're going to read original research. We're going to learn directly from grad students who are involved in current research. And we're going to learn how to ask questions and critically interpret original studies concerning the relationship between our brain and our behavior. We're going to ask how we know what we claim to know and gain experience with communicating ideas to others. So this course, Psychology 452, is a hybrid course. So we're going to meet in person on the Portland State University campus on Wednesdays. And there'll also be Zoom classes on Mondays and Fridays. And you get more information about where on campus we're meeting and also more information about how to join Zoom classes right here on Canvas and also in the syllabus. We're also very fortunate to welcome some TAs to the class who are very excited about working with you this term as well. Now, this course has a certain set of distinct sections, and I want you to start thinking about the kind of organization of the course and what the expectations are for you in this course, across the term. So start thinking about these particular projects and, sections of the course right now. So the first 2 weeks, we're going to really delve into the basics of neuroscience. We're going to review basic aspects of neuroscience, including neurons and glia, right? Synaptic transmission, receptors, neocortical organization, and additional aspects of neuroanatomy and various techniques. So that's weeks 1 and 2. And so for the first 2 weeks, you're going to really need to review the material on this course website. I want you to watch videos. I want you to read the original peer-reviewed abstracts and research papers that are embedded in the course. You should be taking notes on these. You should be asking questions. We're going to focus on the many roles of glia in brain development, actually, because that's a really fascinating and sort of burgeoning area of research. We're going to be looking at, glia again in development, but also structure and function, and the interaction of essential distributed neural networks, including like these more distributed kinds of multi-lobe, networks, including what we call the task-positive network or networks that are involved in the salience or the motivational value, right, of something. And also a network that I don't like the name of, but it's called the default mode network or the default network. So we're going to be talking a little bit about, those networks these first 2 weeks as well. In weeks 3 and 6, we're then going to transition to a very different kind of set of tasks. So we're gonna start delving into a very popular science book called The Story of the Brain in 10.5 Cells. So this reading, I sort of am hoping will come as a bit of a relief after all of the, kind of peer-reviewed research articles that I promise I will help, us all go through. But this reading might come as a relief because the author, who's Dr. Richard Wingate, is not dry, but rather engaging, compelling, and fascinating. He's also the editor-in-chief of brainfacts.org, which is a kind of the outreach arm for the Society for Neuroscience, which is the professional society for those engaged in neuroscience research. And he's also an artist, much like the famous, Santiago Ramon y Cajal. And he also gained critical insight from drawing the brain cells that he was viewing, under the microscope. And this book was published in 2023. However, science moves exceedingly fast, and you're going to need to follow up with new research in your presentations and discussion posts. You're going to also need to work with other students, and you're going to be choosing, each one of you individually, choosing a brain cell from the book, right? And thus you're going to be choosing a book chapter, for further research, to find, current articles and research on the cell that you're choosing. And, for your presentation, there'll be these presentations. So please start thinking about this project now. So this is between weeks 3 and 6. You're going to have to choose a cell, a chapter, that'll put you into a particular group. You're going to have to start looking for, current research articles. You're going to have to work with your group on, a presentation. So more about this project and all about, everything else we're going to be doing in this class is available here on Canvas. But I just wanted to introduce this right at the start, that weeks 3 to 6, we're going to be, transitioning to the story of the brain in 10.5 cells. And I think you're going to enjoy, this part of the class, quite a bit. I also want you to be aware that we have a Primate Center tour that's planned for, later in the term. And the date will be, listed here on Canvas and in the syllabus. It's an in-person tour, and it is an extraordinary opportunity to discover cutting-edge research on, multiple sclerosis, Huntington's disease, Alzheimer's disease, alcohol use disorder, the effects of nicotine and cannabis, and more. We're going to be touring the facilities, actually at the Oregon National Primate Research Center, and we're going to hear directly from a panel of graduate students, postdocs, and working scientists as well. And they're going to be very interested in your own thoughts, questions, and ideas. So I'll post links, to their research on Canvas and to their laboratories, and you can, review that material before we actually take our Primate Center tour. That's also described in greater detail here on Canvas. And then weeks 7 to 10, we're going to transition again to sort of direct participation in our class by graduate students and postdocs from the Department of Behavioral and Systems Neuroscience at Oregon Health and Science University. So they're engaged in federally funded research on the brain and behavior. So they're putting together, materials that describe, some of the work that they do that give us the appropriate background to sort of learn more about the research that they're engaged in and, its significance. And it's a great opportunity to sort of learn what's being done in local research labs. And also, many of our students end up making connections, right? And end up, having insight and a little bit of sort of pre-training about, what research is being, conducted and how, and what techniques are being used, et cetera. And it helps people find, internship opportunities actually in some of these labs at OHSU. So their Canvas modules are, and this is for weeks 7, 8, 9, and 10, are currently under construction, but they will fill in with course material as the term proceeds. So I would like you to just pay attention to those sections as they develop, and they'll be communicating with you directly as well as I will as well. So this is just, again, kind of an overview of what we're hoping to do, across the term. Thank you so much for taking advanced neurophysiological psychology. I'm really interested in your thoughts, ideas, participation, insights, and art, because you'll be making some art in this course as well. So welcome to the class, and cheers.